Commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes.
The Commissioner's Notes Podcast.
Well. Look who's back.
Hey, back. Konnichiwa, bitches.
He's back from Japan. He's back to his losing ways in fantasy football. Great to have you back, Marcus. I had the blessed fortune to be playing you this week, and boy, did I give it to you.
Yes, you sure did. A big arigato to Trevor and Bryce for stepping in for me over the past couple of weeks. Great episode, boys. Great songs. Actually, let me give you a round of applause. Great stuff. Good, creative, clean, awesome, amazing content. And yes, I did. I got my ass kicked again this week. I am 2-5 or whatever the fuck. I think it's 2-5 now. Yeah, I'm at the very bottom once again. It's a familiar place. You know, it hurts less and less the more I stay at the bottom, you know. You just start to get used to it, Klug.
Yeah, the beans start to adhere to your skin. You start to become the beans themselves. Marcus, let's change the mood. Let's talk about something a little bit nicer. How was your trip to Japan?
Oh, it was fantastic. Saw a lot of sights, stayed at a lot of nice places, explored a lot of things. The one thing I wasn't able to do at all one time is watch any live sports. That goes for even Japanese sports. There are no TVs at restaurants, period. In fact, half the places we stayed at, there weren't even TVs inside of the Airbnbs that we stayed.
Wow.
We did have a TV inside of our Disney Tokyo resort, and it only got 3 channels, and all of them were Japanese.
Hell yeah, Marcus. That's awesome. Well, it's probably a good thing that you weren't able to watch your team because they didn't do good while you were in Japan.
I almost beat. Who did I almost beat? Somebody. I almost won if Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have thrown that interception at the very end of the fucking Monday night game.
Yeah.
I was at a tattoo parlor getting some ink right there on the old calf. And there were 3 other Americans in the facility. They were also tracking their fantasy football teams. That's kind of the closest I got to it. I was watching the fantasy cast. Aaron Rodgers was getting me closer and closer and closer. Just threw an interception at the end, lost it for me. Fucking whatever, dude. And also, I would have won for sure. It was Trevor. I would have won too. Tyler Lockett really pisses me off. Tyler Lockett's been pissing me off for years. If he was not on the face of the earth, I would have won that game. DK Metcalf, I guess, had a 1 foot out or whatever. That would have won me the game. DK Metcalf then had a 55-yard touchdown to the house that was called back because Tyler Lockett fucking holding penalty. So I was really pissed. I was for sure in the Osaka train station or some sort of a train station somewhere. And I was eating sushi and I was following along and I was pissed. Sent you guys the video, the picture of me. I was not happy at all. It definitely ruined an hour's worth of time. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm in Japan. And then I got on the bullet train and headed somewhere.
That's the spirit. Well, tough loss in Japan. Unfortunately for you, you came back to U.S. soil, and, I guess there is some little bit of a caveat there. You had no chance against me. It was pretty much a blowout from the beginning.
Yep.
So at least you didn't have that Monday night hope that you had in Japan.
Yep.
Speaking of Week 7, let's go through the matchups, Marcus. Let's take a look at what else happened to the league. Like we said, I really gave it to you.
And we all got to be together for the games this week.
It's true. The Commissioner's Brunch happened. We'll get into that a little bit later.
The big surprise was that Brandon was there. Nobody knew that was going to happen.
Ooh, Brandon, surprise. The out-of-townie that nobody saw coming. 153.6 to 91.92. No more to say. Just a dominant performance by my boys. Really proud of them. Feeling good. Kareem and Young-Ho, Ryland, Peen, Hancock, 126.14, just coming up short against Sam Goods. Caleb's crying, 130.11. Tough loss for Peen in more ways than one. He lost Chris Godwin for the year, dislocated ankle in garbage time. He really needed him to come through, and he didn't because his ankle was no longer a part of the rest of his body.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to need a little bit of help at receiver, although Jamar Chase is generally going to be good enough for him to get some wins. So I wouldn't panic too much if I was him, especially since Javonte Williams absolutely went off.
Tough to say. All right, and then we got Rami fallen again to Trevor. This one really came down to the wire. came down to Monday night, and the goddamn waiver wire king Trevor went into the waivers, picked up Cade Otton, and a 16-point swing for him. Damn it, Trevor, you're good at what you do, and you put the nail right in the coffin for Rami. Rami now falls to 1-6.
Yikes. That's tough. That's really tough. And of course, the Marcus curse continues. I got rid of Cade Otton this week, which is fine because I got Brock Bowers. He's a sexy, sexy boy. But of course, Cade Otton, 8 receptions for 100 yards. The week I drop him and somebody else picks him up. We'll get into the curses later. I am cursed. Brandon is cursed. But that is a classic example. I let go of Cade Otton, and of course, he's fucking awesome.
Tough L for Rami.
And he's only going to get better because they're down Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So fuck.
Great pickup.
As always, Trevor.
Trevor, waiver wire king. We all know it every day. And then we get to last week's matchup of the week, the dumpster bowl that was DJ versus Jimmy.
This is
and
hilarious.
My God, was it close.
This is absolutely hysterical.
DJ pulling it out. 100.3 to get this, Jimmy, 100.13.17. Oh, just a devastating loss.
You hate to see it. I mean, just looking at the teams, it kind of looks like at first glance Jimmy had a better week. Especially, I look at the top of DJ's roster. Daniel Jones, 5 points. Raheem, 3 points. Tony Pollard, 8 points. Somehow Drake May is like the hero of DJ's team right now. Hey, take him how you can get him. It doesn't have to be pretty. Yeah, what can you really say?
How did he get Drake May, Marcus? What happened there?
How did that happen?
I'll tell you what happened. Bryce traded him for Deshaun Watson, who we all saw it over the weekend. His Achilles exploded. He's out. He's done. He's probably never going to play football again. Bryce, horrible trade. Hope you're really enjoying that. And DJ reaping the rewards with one Drake May.
And of course, in the words of Myles Garrett, you know, Deshaun Watson, upstanding citizen.
He's in the pros and outside of the pros for the last 5 years. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
I don't get it at
Chill
all.
out. I mean, I don't get booing him necessarily, but come on. You can't start saying that guy's an upstanding citizen. That's just too much.
All right, and then we move on to Sam Camp getting it done again. 116.17 against E. Kyler, 91.89.
He is a wagon right now. Derrick Henry is like looking as good as he ever has in his career. Kyron Williams, Mr. Consistent. Justin Jefferson, still the best receiver in football, if you ask me. He is going to be, well, no, I was going to say he's going to be hurting that quarterback. No, he's not, because Caleb Williams comes back and Tua's about to be back. So
Yep, he's about to have Tua, and Tua is not going to wear a Guardian cap. It's a personal choice.
And he said he loves football to the death.
Hope his family is okay with that decision.
That is a fucking horrible statement to say. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point, Tua. We're all praying for you. Kyle, how is Kyle 4-3?
I mean, we did say he was a fraud, and it's starting to seem like that.
Yeah, and I just feel like outside of Jalen Hurts, what the fuck is this roster, and how does he continue to have winning records year after year? I always feel like my team is at least a little bit better than his, and just, I don't know. God only knows.
Tough to say. We're moving on. Trey McBrandon with just an abysmal performance, 74.62 against the undefeated, unstoppable Clint Evans, 130.95.
Yep, Clint also a wagon, 7-0. I mean, good God, Clint. Well done. Hopefully no epic collapse is in sight for you.
Brandon's team not looking too promising.
No, he's looking very rough as well. Justin Herbert was his high scorer. Classic. I gave up Justin Herbert. He's Brandon's high scorer. There you go.
All right, we're moving on. We got a team name change.
I love this one. It was
Kirk Cousins. Drake Lundy's has changed his name to Jake Cousins, Kirk Cousins' cousin, which was a graphic they threw up in the middle of the Falcons game. It was just
Absolutely.
So out of the ordinary, and we loved it so much.
Hysterical. We used to have the running joke, Jason Kidd's kid, Jason Kidd.
We did.
I think Jake Cousins, Kirk Cousins' cousin is just as prime. Shout out for that team name. Shout out to whoever is the graphics person for that broadcast. Unbelievable job.
Great work on the team name, Bryce. Not so great work on the week and your team. Falling to Tommy Labornza, 113.76 to 144.3. And it wasn't even close.
Bryce's team is looking fairly strong this week. He should be getting Jonathan Taylor back. Hopefully that is the truth, because Trey Sermon is not an acceptable backup. As it turns out, Tyler Goodson is actually the better backup, which is on my team, but means nothing now that Jonathan Taylor is back.
And that was week 7 in the Jeepers Keepers Fantasy Football League. Just a week full of devastating injuries.
A lot of devastating injuries. Most of the injuries were centered around players that Brandon either has or at one time did have. Before we get into the Commissioner's Brunch, though, our sponsor of the week, I heard you guys loud and clear, is sponsored by H2O. After the wild night we have on Saturday, I'm going to be doing this for at least until Friday. Cheers.
Yeah. Look at that, Bryce. We've inspired him to drink a little bit more water. Drinking that down nice and easy. Not going to be a burp afterwards because it's water. It's delicious and it's good for us. I take it back. He burped a little bit, but not too bad. Water, always going to be a good decision.
Yeah, good stuff. Thank you, water. And thank you, Harry, for providing me this cup.
Thanks, Harry. Marcus, you mentioned it, the Commissioner's Brunch.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so originally my plan was to get up at 6 in the morning to prepare a variety of dishes for the squad.
I did show up at your house at 6:30. No answer at the door, though.
But you know the code. You could have just beep, 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 beep.
I didn't want to walk in on whatever messy, hungover nightmare was in there.
Yeah, apparently my alarm went off, and Nicole was like, hey, your alarm's going off. And I was like, oh, I've got time.
He did not have time.
No, I did not have time. I woke up at like 8:40 being like, holy shit, how could I possibly let this happen? Like I said, Saturday night got away from us a little bit. I was not feeling good.
Yeah, we drank a lot of tequila, quite a bit more than I expected to. I was horribly hungover. I am not going to be drinking until Friday as well.
Yep. That's the plan at this point in time. But fortunately for me, I was able to whip up the burritos pretty quickly thanks to the help of Klug cracking eggs for me. He helped me with the muffins. Fortunately, didn't get to the deviled eggs at all, but that's okay. Probably for the best. Tom came in clutch with the Randy's Donuts, was it?
I believe it was Randy's Donuts.
Yeah, and they were good
LA
donuts.
Classic.
Yeah, they were delicious donuts. The most important thing to me, though, was that Trevor Wallstrom showed up.
1 for 3 over the last 3 Commissioner's Brunch, but damn it, he made it. He came in, we celebrated, we clapped, we were jubilant. It was a great time. I hope you had a great time at the brunch, Trevor. It was lovely to see, and I hope you make the next one.
Yep, and for those of you who are not familiar with the Commissioner's Brunch, this is an annual event that I throw. This is textbook keeping the league together. Again, if you're in a league and you're not finding ways to get all the boys into the room, all the boys or girls into the same exact room as often as possible, trades get done. If you're a league that likes doing trades, get everybody into the same room, pour up a little tequila, a little gin, whatever it is that you're drinking. Trades are going to start a-flowing. There was a lot of trades that went down on Saturday. Sunday, brand new teams. We all got together. It was a jubilation. Brandon flew all the way into town to score 70 points and trade away a lot of his good players. That's okay, though, Brandon. That is okay, though, Brandon.
Memorable.
And ultimately, I just appreciate everybody for coming out. I hope everyone had a good time. Sorry I couldn't make the deviled eggs happen. And again, can't wait for it next year.
If you're not throwing events for your fantasy football league or your friends or just people in general, you're doing it wrong. Bring them together. It's good to be with people, and
Absolutely.
like Marcus said, it does encourage trades. I made one little trade. Got rid of Jackson Smith and Jigba, and I got my sweet handcuff for my sweet Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonneguski.
Hopefully you don't have to use him, but he's there if you need to, because that Kenneth Walker boy can play some football.
He looked good. He really gave it to you.
Yep. What I did was I gave away Joe Burrow to obtain Malik Neighbors and Brock Bowers, essentially, which pretty cool.
Kind of worked out for you that week. Not really. Malik Neighbors had an off week. Brock Bowers did what Brock Bowers does.
Brock Bowers is awesome.
He's very good. He's a rookie.
Love Brock Bowers.
He is sick.
Especially now that they don't have Devontae Adams on the team. I just felt like every target was going to Brock Bowers. He finished with 10 catches and 100-something yards. Very satisfied with Brock Bowers. If Malik Neighbors could just go back to a few weeks ago when he was scoring like 26 points a game, that would be sick. Hopefully we can turn it around this week. But before everyone starts throwing me offers for Malik Neighbors, just know if there's no good quarterback attached in the trade, I won't even consider it. Not even for 1 second.
Marcus is back in his familiar place. That is quarterback purgatory.
Yeah.
Aiden O'Connell breaking his thumb right
Yeah.
after you acquired him. You forgot to mention that
Yeah.
as part of your trade there, pal.
Yeah.
People
and
don't forget. You got Aiden O'Connell. He's got a broken
Sucks.
thumb. He's not going to be playing for a while.
They said 3 to 4
so-
weeks, and they just traded for my last year's fucking
Desmond
quarterback,
Ridder.
Desmond bitch-ass Ritter. So
Got some options on waivers there, pal.
yeah, I don't know that I do, but I don't have any fab anyways. So
True.
maybe there's a
Got
chance that nobody picks up Gardner Minshew this week. Probably not. Maybe there's a chance no one picks up Jameis Winston this week. Probably not. If either of those two things happen, I can have a quarterback this week. Maybe Will Levis comes back. That's not going to do much for me. I might legitimately rather just play a receiver or something.
We will know at midnight if any of those sweet quarterbacks are available to
Yeah.
add to your questionable squad.
And fortunately, somehow, after being back in the States for 6 days, I'm still jet lagged and waking up at like 2 a.m. every morning. So
That's perfect.
I'm just going to check it out. We'll see what happens. I can't sleep for shit. I wake up, get shit done, and then I take a nap. It's really bad.
Fingers crossed for you, pal. Hope you
Yep.
get some sleep.
Yeah, for sure. And breaking news, I'm currently unemployed. So
Nice. Give it up. We got two
All right.
unemployed boys on the
So
pod.
at least for the next week or two, fantasy football is also my job. So look forward to that, fellas.
He's
Yeah.
really going to ramp it up here. He's going to turn it around now that he's got all this time. That's been the reason
Yep.
that his team hasn't performed.
Absolutely. I just been too wrapped up in working jobs, and now I got extra time, and it's over for the rest of the league. See you boys in the playoffs.
Watch out.
Watch out. Did I mention that I can't watch any games in Japan? Yeah, I think I did.
You did mention that. We briefly touched on this, but Clint Evans, the Grinch,
Yeah.
decided to throw a cocktail soiree
Yep.
sponsored by Trades the night before the commissioner's brunch. His hope was that the commissioner here was going to get a little bit too drunk and be a little hungover, and look what happened. He accomplished that exact feat.
That was the goal.
He said that in the group chat.
Oh, nice. Fuck yeah. Well done, Clint. Got me again. Fucking A. It's like fucking, what is it? Rats to cheese, I'll just
Yeah, just get a big old bottle of tequila and Marcus is done for.
Yeah, that's a fucking mouse trap on your boy right there. But like I said, the event went on. Clint was there. We all had a great ass time.
Thank you, Clint. He had a great spread of charcuterie, some
Yep.
nice cheeses, a big old bottle of tequila that Marcus absolutely annihilated, and a few Modelo's. We appreciate the beautiful service that you had for us, having us at your tiny little condo. It was a lovely time.
Yeah, absolutely. We mentioned it. Brandon was in town. We need to talk about a couple curses in the league, though. The first curse is obviously Brandon. Anyone Brandon touches is bound to go down for the season potentially. But yeah, it's just so happened over and over. It's almost comical at this point that no matter what, if a player is on Brandon's team, for example, I traded Brandon DK Metcalf at one point on Saturday night. Brandon traded him away, but just the fact that he had touched Brandon's roster for that small period of time was enough to injure DK Metcalf.
Grade 1 MCL probably would have been a lot worse if he was still on Brandon's team.
Yeah.
But just a couple minutes on that squad, grade 1 MCL.
Yep. As we all know, Brandon started the season with Chris Godwin. Standout, special boy. Chris Godwin. Also, too much time on Brandon's team. Went down. Very disappointing.
Puka Nakua.
Yep. There's a lot more. Pull up the team. He also sent us like the screenshot of his
His original team has 9 players on it that are either out indefinitely or with a multi-week absence at the
Najee
moment.
Harris, Isaiah Pacheco, Nico Collins, Puka Nakua, Chris Godwin, Derek Carr, Taysom Hill, Zach Moss, Raheed Shaheed, Tajay Spears. Everyone got fucking hurt on Brandon's team. It is pretty remarkable, but there's something to those things that just happen over and over. It's curses, and I don't know what he might have done. For me, my curse I know is because I shattered a window in the Get To Me music video out in the desert years ago, and I'm cursed for 7 years. I don't know when that's up. I need to look at the specific date on that, but I know that's why I'm cursed personally. My curse is not injuries. My curse is obtaining good players and having them suck, and then giving them away and having them rock. And it happens over and over and over and over. I traded for Chris Godwin. Of course, he has 2 lame weeks, 10 points. Trade him away, back to being the best fucking player in the entire world. Scored like 35 points for Ryland. It was infuriating. But it's just happened over and over and over. I trade for Malik Neighbors, the rookie standout, scoring 26 points a week on average in weeks that he's in, just for him to catch 4 fucking passes for 7 yards.
Can't wait for you to get impatient with him, trade him away, and for him to ball out again.
No, but all I know is that if there's anyone on your team that you're even, my team that you're even considering, just know that no matter who I trade away, they're going to be God tier. If I trade away Devon Achane right now, you better believe he's going to be the running back 1 for the next few weeks. And you know what? I was telling the boys, I feel bad for the players that I drafted. Devon Achane could have been the best running back in football. Unfortunately, he plays for me. Malik Neighbors was going to have a great year. Not anymore, because now he plays for me. I feel bad for everybody that's on my team. Christian Kirk should be having a better year. All these guys should be doing well. DeAndre Hopkins should be having a better year, but unfortunately, it's the Marcus curse, and all these guys are going to suck no matter what happens.
Tough. At least you know why you're cursed, Brandon. You're going to need to do a little bit of soul searching, find out why you have this devastating curse. And to any fantasy football players or just football players out there in general, if you find yourself on Brandon's team, take your vitamins, put a couple Band-Aids on, because it's going to be a rough road for you.
Maybe a couple like preemptive surgeries, you know what I mean? Maybe get your MCLs, ACLs operated on.
Maybe wear that Guardian cap for sure.
Put the Guardian caps on.
Put it on.
If you're on Brandon's roster, throw on the Guardian cap. It doesn't matter how silly it looks. Throw it on. Curses in fantasy football are absolutely real. Do you agree?
Seeming like it. I don't really believe in yours so much. I think you're just a little impatient with your players, but Brandon's
it's a curse.
Brandon's is pretty damning, honestly.
It's the mirror curse.
It is tough.
Look it up. If you break a mirror, you're cursed for 7 years.
Why'd you break a mirror?
It was for a music video.
You couldn't have had somebody else do it?
No one else wanted to.
Well, probably because they knew they were going to get cursed.
Yeah, and it was in the middle of the desert, and I got more sunburnt than I ever had in my life. It was...
Wow, the curse started immediately.
Yeah, it was an immediate curse, and I've been feeling the effects ever since.
Hopefully the music video was worth it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
Alrighty. All right, Marcus, let's go through week 8, take a look at the matchups, and decide on a matchup of the week.
Yeah, I think I've got mine. I think you've got yours, and I think it's the same exact matchup.
And it's me versus Peen.
Ryland. I think it's the highest projected score of the week. I hope you win because of the very horrible trade that Ryland sent me earlier today. But no, I think you're going to win, Klug. I think you've still got a good squad. Your chances go way down if Jaden Daniels is not playing.
Yep.
He went down. He's week to week at the moment. But if Jaden Daniels is in, you're probably going to win. Otherwise, man, hopefully Anthony Richardson can take a couple throwing lessons this week.
I'm not giving up hope on him. It does scare me every time he throws the ball, but he's got those legs. He's a big old boy, and I hope he can turn it around. If he doesn't, it's going to be trouble for me.
It smells like a Jamar Chase week to me. I feel like you're going to have to deal with that. But if you can weather the Jamar Chase storm, you should be able to come out on top.
Hate that you put that out into the universe.
I smell it.
But yeah. Matchup of the week, me versus Peen. I'm taking Peen.
Okay.
All right.
Wow. Betting against yourself, huh?
Yeah, reverse psychology never hurt anybody. And then we got DJ going up against Rami, another just down in the dumps game. DJ's got a projection of 111. What the shit?
Yeah.
Rami's got, I mean, I just want to believe in Rami, so give me Rami by 1 million. I don't feel confident in that at all, but I hope he wins.
Yeah, I'm hoping Rami gets the win here. He should be able to. Does DJ have a player out or anything? No, he sure doesn't. He's just projected very, very low. I think the app needs to put a little bit of respect on Drake May. They've got Alan Lazard down to 5.6. I don't see that happening. But as we all know, ever since I traded him DeAndre Swift, he's the best player in football, so that's good.
And then we got Brandon going up against Sam Camp. I mean, no arguments here. Sam Camp by 1 million.
Sam Camp
really getting up there. I mean, what is he now? 7-1. That is damn impressive.
He's projected damn near 40 points. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Then we got Clint Evans. Like I said last week, he's going up against Bryce. Sorry, Bryce, but I refuse to not pick Clint until he loses. Give me Clint by 1,000,000.
Yeah, Clint makes it 8 in a row here. Again, Clint also projected almost 140 points. What the fuck are you going to do?
We got Tommy Labornza versus Jimmy. Jimmy is an interesting one. I thought he was going to squeak it out against DJ. That puts him in a little bit of a hole because he was waiting. He's got so many good-ass players on IR that once they come back, his team's going to look nice. It is not that point yet. Debo Samuel is out with pneumonia for a multiple-week absence. Give me Tommy Labornza by 1,000,000.
I actually got Jimmy in this one, and I'll tell you why. The app is not putting nearly enough respect on the name of Tank Bigsby at this point in time. I do believe he is the RB1 in Jacksonville. I do not believe Travis Etienne is that guy any longer. He's also got Rico Dowdle from me sitting on his bench. So I'm actually going to take Jimmy here. I think Devontae Adams bounces back big time. I think Tank Bigsby keeps rolling. And I think Jimmy takes this one.
We'll see who's right, me or Marcus. We will find out. And then we've got Marcus. I meant to say this to you earlier, pal. Not quite on board with your new team name.
Arcus Rogers?
Yeah, not my favorite. I see what you're doing there. Fortunately, you're going up against E. Kyler, and he's got a 111.2 projection. You know what? I'm going to give it to you, pal. You're going to bounce back this week.
Wow.
You're going to beat Kyle by not 1,000,000. Give me Marcus by 50,000.
Wow, thanks. I'm just going to take Kyle because I'm cursed for the next, I don't know, few years at least, however long it's been since I broke the mirror. But yeah, Kyle wins that. No
not a bad
doubt.
strategy there.
It's definitely going to be like the week that all of his players go off. Eckler, expect that guy to get in the end zone 2-3 times over Brian Robinson. There's just no doubt. Spencer Rattler, are you kidding me? It's the week. It smells like a Spencer Rattler week to me personally. Give me Kyle by 1,000,000.
We will see. And then we got Trevor, who's an interesting one. He keeps on winning strictly on the back of one Lamar Jackson and his beautiful waiver wire additions. He's going up against Caleb Klug, Sam Goods, who's on a just pretty bad down streak. No, he won last week.
He won last week, but I think he still has a losing record.
Yeah, we got 134.3 to 119.5. I just don't think Lamar Jackson can continue this absolutely insane hot streak. Give me Sam Good by 1,000,000.
I think Lamar Jackson is unstoppable. I think he's what they call him, the triple threat guy right now. He's just fucking, he can do it any which way. Give me Trevor. Give me Trevor for no other reason.
Heavy MVP.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, with Cade Otton destined to be the best tight end in the history of football, Trevor's going to go ahead and take this one.
Well, that's week 8, and that's about all we got here. Make it a little shorter of an episode this week.
No song.
Want to make sure Marcus gets his rest. He's still a little bit jet lagged.
Yep.
So,
actually had to drink some coffee on my way over here. Shout out to 4 p.m. Starbucks.
Ew, coffee. Caffeine when you need it, baby.
Yep. Thank you, Starbucks.
Well, glad to have you back, Marcus. Really glad that I was playing you this last week.
Yep. No problem, pal. No problem. I'm glad you could kick my ass. I'm just glad we all got to spend so much time together this weekend.
It was a beautiful time. Good luck to you this week against Kyle. Good luck to everybody out there except for you, Peen. I hope you lose horribly to me. Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. Commissioner's Notes Podcast. That's all for me, Marcus.
That's all for me. Peace.